Shalom, y'all. So we know we have been MIA for a minute. It's been a lot.
Yeah.
Well, that is an excuse. I mean, it's an excuse. So you guys,
we didn't want to give a bunch of pointless videos that wasn't explaining much of what was going on because we didn't know what was going on.
Exactly.
We got to a point because, as you can tell, it's been about a month and a half.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, we give it all to Yah anyways, but we had to go into some deep prayer and fasting and just seeking, make sure we were doing what He wanted us to do. We were, besides everything else we got going on, trying to do this homestead was a big step.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and it still is. I mean, maybe some of you can attest to this. There may be some of you that are not at this particular place in your life, and I mean, you know, maybe this video will help you when you are, or when you find yourself in this place in your life. But we are the type of people where, first and foremost, we want to please Yah. Okay.
Yes.
First and foremost. And then after Yah, we're about community and family. And we really want to try to do everything that we can within our means, obviously in Yah's will, to do what we can do for our community and our family. Okay. That being said, before we even started with the whole homestead search and everything, we went to Yah about it. We didn't move. We had been looking for we had been looking at houses. I would say that we had been looking at houses for several months.
Even went out and physically looked at a few.
Right, just driving around, no rhyme or reason. Just like, hey, you know what? When Yah's ready for us to do this, He's going to give us the direction. You know, He's going to allow the Ruach to direct us to where we're supposed to be. And I think you had given me instructions like, okay, Yah, I think we ought to, or this is what I'm looking at, right? You had
sort of, because there's our biggest thing was we didn't want to move in a way like we misunderstood Yah and move and end up in a worse situation than what we could have been. Right. Because I trust and believe that Yah is going to protect us regardless.
Absolutely.
But if I know the stove's hot, I don't want to touch it.
Exactly.
And if there's a possibility of the stove being hot, I'm going to try not to touch it.
let me just add this. The thing is that we try really hard to be obedient, right? So I know that there is going to be some protection in that of just being obedient, or at least striving to do the things that God would have us to do. We're not saying we're perfect. We're not saying that we're just so righteous and so holy that, you know, we gonna be protected regardless. No, that's not what we're saying. What we're saying is that Yah knows who we are. We know who Yah is to us. So we're going to make sure with every breath in our bodies, however we can, we're going to do what Yah is leading us to do. We keep the commandments. We keep the feast. We keep the Shabbat. We try to follow the Torah to the best of our ability. With that being said, there is going to be some protection that we are allowed because this is what we do. It's the same. It's no different from your children. You know what I mean? If you know that your children are trying to do the things that you have instructed them to do,
when they mess up, they get a little grace.
There's grace. There's mercy with that. So, and that's us. I mean, I would like to say our Abba righteously will say, okay, Shay and Nate and Shay, listen, I know your heart. I know what you were thinking before you even thought it. And I know what your process was mentally when you set out to do this, and so. So with that being said, I'm going to protect you, but this ain't what I want for you.
Right.
Not saying that this is the situation, because it's not. I don't believe it is. Right?
Right.
So
with all that being said,
right.
Let's tell you where we are in the current situation.
Right.
So we got to a point where we were doubting the activities and the movements, or what we felt was the lack thereof.
Right, right.
And if you have not been in the real estate business, now Bay and I have, you can know from past videos, we've been in sales and customer service for years. So there's certain things, whether we're in a certain line of field or not, we expect. We could be wrong, which on some of it we were.
Right.
But we had to reach out to our realtor, which we've shouted out her before. She clarified some things. We ended up having last night, we had a nice 3-way call with her.
Zoom call and all that. Yeah.
And then ended up with, she's like, because we didn't think nothing was happening with this house, because if you remember, the house that we have an offer accepted on is contingent on us selling our house.
Exactly.
The blessing in that is that the new mortgage is cheaper.
Yes.
Praise Yah.
Hallelujah.
Also, when we got off the 3-way last night, she's like, well, can y'all have the ability to do a Zoom call? I'm like, yeah. So she sent us the link, and she had 2 offers to provide to us.
2 offers.
And both of them were decent offers.
Right.
We countered both of them. We're going to see what happens with those. Kind of expect to hear something back today, but you know, it is Sunday.
Right.
Some people take that as their off day.
Right.
It's a work day for us. So.
Right. Right.
But we just felt obligated to come and give y'all an update, because I know, I mean, we ain't no million subscriber channel, but we're grateful for all 362 of y'all that's out there.
Hallelujah.
Because we've gained 19 in the last 30 days, and we ain't even posted a video. Which in my mind makes me feel bad, because
it does. Yeah.
Y'all are looking to us for content.
Yeah, excuse me, babe. Can I just interject? And I feel like a lot of you all are invested in just watching us grow, you know, as a family, as a community, as, you know, for whatever reason you tune in to our videos. You know, I feel like in some way, shape, or form you're invested. And so with that being said, you know, no, do I feel pressured? No, not necessarily, but I do, as trying to create content, right? I do want to be consistent, you know, like Babe said, we have been in real estate. We have been in, customer service. We've been, customer centric, type, you know, business. And so I try to, even far be it for that, I try to be a person who I treat people the way I would want to be treated.
Right.
So with that being said, I don't want to just put it out there like, oh yeah, they'll wait for another video, because you won't. You know, we can look up one day and nobody will tune in, and that will be the end of our stint on YouTube. Right. So I don't ever want anybody to think that we're just, you know, willy-nilly about posting videos and everything. Know that if it ever came a time when we don't post a video, or there's a long period of time, know that we will come back and explain to you all why this has been such a long period of time between videos. Know that I feel like we owe an explanation.
Right. And our email is in the bio every time. We love to hear from y'all. We've had a few reach out to us. It comes straight to my phone. I check it multiple times a day. It goes to our main computer. If you want to reach out to us, you know, ask us questions. I mean, if you want a special prayer request, trust me, me and Babe pray a lot.
A lot.
So
a lot.
We don't mind putting you know, a prayer up for you.
Yeah.
But we just felt like we needed to come give you an update.
Right.
Hopefully within the next couple of days, we're going to accept an offer and the wheels really still going to start moving.
So just to kind of surmise and summarize where we are, and I think I can speak for Bay and he can speak for me, is this homestead is not just for our Happy Hebrew family. This homestead means a lot and will mean a lot to our local community, to the people that we worship with, to the people that we love. You know what I mean? And I know that there are going to be some tests and some trials that's going to come along with that. But I feel like a lot of what even led up to this point is y'all saying, I got y'all.
Trust me.
Trust me. I feel like Yah uses who he needs to use to get his point across. I read an article about another YouTuber. I'm sure this person ain't never laid eyes on me before in her life. But I kind of was following her journey because she's very artsy and I like her style, right? And something happened in her life and she just quickly was like, planning, that's not my business. This is not the time for me to be planning. It's like whatever Yah's will is. She didn't say Yah, she said God. I'm saying Yah because I know him, right? She was like, whatever his will is, it's whatever. It's let it be done. So I took that personally because that's where I was. And I broke into tears and I told Babe, I said, listen, I really believe that was for me. That message was for me. Because I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that I have not been stressing. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that I work 60, 70 hours a week. And while I'm at work, I'm having to approve showings on my home. Kind of like being a little overwhelmed about what the house is looking like in my absence. What is in place? What's not in place? What are these people doing in my house? You know what I'm saying? Having to deal with my associates, my employees that are working with me. Having to deal with those that are over me. And just everything that has transpired. And then on top of that, making sure that, okay, before anything else, am I being right? Am I doing right? Is this what y'all wants me to do?
Not to mention the whole pandemic going on.
Oh yeah. Okay. So then there's that. You know what I mean? Babe and I have been, I'm going to call it an attack. I'm going to call it what it is. We have been under attack health-wise, waking up every day with headaches and things like that. And I know that it has to do with, whatever's going on environmentally. Like, it could be just the weather. For those of you that don't know, we live in Alabama, right? The fall and the spring is miserable for people who suffer from allergies. It's horrible. Not to mention the humidity that we've been experiencing.
50-degree nights and 82-degree days.
Right, exactly. So, we have been kind of like battling with those things in addition to us having to still push it and go to work every day. And, it just was a lot. And so I will admit, I was a little stressed out.
Yeah.
A little bit. But yeah. So, again, I go back to the original statement. If you are not in this position in your life, I pray that somebody, whether it be when we first post this video all the way up until the finale of YouTube, if the person that needs to see this sees this, we've done well. Because I honestly believe that whatever we put on here is going to help somebody in some way, shape, or form.
At the end of the day, we're here to be a light unto the world. So, we love you. We thank you.
Thank you.
Little Joshy
We
shows up at the
appreciate you.
end. What do we say, y'all?
Bye.
Shalom, y'all.
Shalom, y'all. Say shalom.
Shalom.